Hello everybody, it's Vertical Sandwich. Welcome back to Let's Play Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch. We can use travel now, and zoom back wherever we want. Boom. Back to Ding Dong Dell. Then we can run out and talk, go to the deep dark woods, talk to Old Father Oak if we want. Easy peasy. Oh, yeah, well, you know what, why not? Oh wait, why did I do that? We can actually go straight to the deep dark wood. We don't even have to go to... Travel is amazing. So yeah, you want to go to Golden Grove? Boom, you're in Golden Grove. You want to go to Alma Moon? Boom. You want to go back to Tombstone Trail? Boom. That's the way it works. And your boat warps with you. So, I mean, of course it does. Hello, Father Oak. Oh, here you are again. How very nice to see you, young man. And how are you faring on your adventure? Tell me all about it. And we do. Oh, so you've been to Hamelin. And not only there, but to the Pastel also. You have traveled far, little ones. When I was but a sapling, I visited Autumnia myself. But in those days, Hamlet was no great city. It could hardly even have been called a village. Huh? You mean you were once a traveler like us, Old Father Oak? Indeed I was. It must be, centuries ago now, but the telling stone and I still remember it fondly. No, I mean, all I knew that. Well, it has been many years since I spoke of it, but the tale of our travels is an important part of the Wizard's Companion. Would you like to read it? So, a new tale of wonder. Well, can't exactly say no now, can we? Oh, I do apologize. I was talking of your travels. It made me nostalgic. Don't worry, Old Father Oak. We'll keep coming back here, telling you our story. Oh, how very kind of you. And helping your story to continue is the least I can do. We got a healing tear gem. I look forward to hearing the next chapter of your tale. Alright. You know what? Actually, since I said we were going to do these, and the game doesn't force you to, let's read that Tale of Wonder. The Tree and the Stone. The greatest tree in the deep dark wood. The Deep Dark Wood is a dense green forest located in the northern part of the continent, now known as the Summerlands. Though there are some beautiful crystal clear waterfalls and other sites of minor interest, travelers mainly flock to the Deep Dark Wood on account of a great tree known as Old Father Oak. Princes and paupers alike have long visited this tree in the hope of gleaning some understanding from him, for Old Father Oak's great wisdom and benevolence have led men to consider him the world's elder, though no such title officially exists. The young tree's journey. There was nothing unusual about the tree that became known as Old Father Oak when his first green shoots emerged from the ground many centuries ago. The tree grew as all trees grow. Year on year, his branches reached upward in search of sunlight and his roots thrusting downward in search of water. One day, when he was still but a young sapling, he was dug up by a group of humans, and a large stone was placed beneath him, just below his roots. And he was then replanted on top of the stone, and the hole around him refilled with soil. And the humans recited an incantation, and drew a rune, and when the ceremony was over, retreated from the forest. Now the presence of the stone made life difficult for the young tree. No matter how hard he tried to stretch his roots, the stone meant that they simply could not reach any further into the ground. After several days of trying, the tree was about to give up when all of a sudden the stone started speaking to him. "Tell me, what can you see from up there? Pray tell me what you can see, for I am no ordinary rock. One day I shall be a magical stone, a great and very important one." The tree was very surprised to hear the stone talking to him so casually, and not a little vexed. Okay. "And why should I tell you anything? You do nothing but get in the way of my roots." The tree uttered these words much to his own surprise, for he had never been able to speak before, and so the stone began explaining the situation to the tree. It appeared that in order for the stone to become a magic stone, he had to be placed beneath the roots of a tree and enchanted in a special ceremony. And so as the tree grew older and wiser, he would impart some of his wisdom onto the stone, and allow the stone's own magical power to develop. The tree's ability to talk was simply one of the things he had learned as he had grown, and the stone had learned this from the tree. Armed with his newfound talent, the tree began talking to the birds and the fairies and the other forest creatures, and upon hearing their tales of the outside world, developed an insatiable desire to travel, to leave the spot to which he was rooted. And so he began pulling up his roots until cracks appeared in the ground. He kept pulling day after day, unable to stop, or being stopped until... Eventually, the inevitable happened, and with a great creaking sound, the tree wrenched himself and his short roots out of the ground altogether. It was at this moment that the young tree discovered that he knew how to walk, and so resolved to leave the deep dark wood immediately and make for pastures new. The stone felt very sad to see his only friend in the world preparing to leave, and said, "Promise that you will come back and see me sometime, won't you, young tree? I should like nothing more than to hear all about your travels." "Of course I shall come back to see you, I promise." And so the tree set off on his journey. He felt sorry for the stone, who would now never become the magic stone he so wanted to be, but he knew that he had to follow his own dreams. The young tree's journey allowed him to acquire great wisdom. Every time he encountered perils or monsters, he would simply stand stock still and pretend to be an ordinary tree. Should a predator come sniffing, the young tree would wait until it was very close before rustling his branches violently, giving the creature a terrible fright and sending it scuttling away in fear. The promise to the stone. The tree's journey continued through storms and blizzards, into dank black caves, and across deep blue oceans. On the way, he would sometimes meet other trees on journeys of their own. Most of the trees he encountered had also been chosen as locations for burying magical stones, and they too had left their stones behind and set out on their own adventures. He also encountered trees that were broken or withered, having become lost in the desert or trapped in great snowfalls. One day, several months into his journey, the young tree realized that it was becoming more and more difficult for him to move. No matter how much fresh water he drank or how pleasant the sun felt upon his leaves, he was becoming slower and slower. "This must be what happened to all those dead trees I saw," the tree thought. "And that's what's going to happen to me." Suddenly the tree remembered the promise he had made to the stone back in the deep dark wood. His promise to return to the forest and tell the stone all about his travels. The young tree had not visited the stone once since that day. Indeed, he'd completely forgotten about him. "I should go back," he thought. "I should return and speak to the stone while I still have strength enough to move." And so the tree set off home, back to the deep dark wood. The tree's short roots were dragging behind him all the way, trying to get him to stop, but the tree ignored them, and eventually made his way back to the forest where he first sprouted from the ground. The sight of his old stone companion, however, gave him a real shock. Having failed to become magical, the stone had been mistaken for an ordinary rock, and most of him had been chipped off and carried away to make tools and other objects. Only a tiny piece of him remained. Undeterred, the young tree proceeded to recount all his travel stories, and the little stone listened to everyone in silent wonder. What happened next? When the tree had finished telling the stone the last of his tales, he thought to himself, "Now that I have fulfilled my promise to the stone, I shall not mind if I wither and die where I stand." Curiously, however, the tree noticed that he was feeling far healthier than he had for a long while. It turned out that much of the stone's ability to talk had come from the tree. The tree's ability to walk had come from being near the stone. And as he spent more and more time away from the stone, the tree had started to lose this power. He now understood that the unfortunate dead trees he had seen on his travels had lost the power of movement on account of neglecting to visit their stone companions. The tiny stone in the tree, who was no longer very young, formed a firm alliance and became inseparable friends. Indeed, the tree placed the stone into a hollow in his trunk, allowing him to share all his knowledge and wisdom. The two would occasionally go on journeys together, acquiring even greater experience and wisdom, for it turns out that while the stone had not become magical during the tree's long absence, he had become incredibly knowledgeable. As the years went by, the tree and the stone garnered great repute for their surpassing wisdom, becoming known as Old Father Oak and the Telling Stone, respectively. Indeed, to this day, travelers still venture into the deep dark woods seeking advice from this most unlikely pairing of tree and stone. And so ends this branch of the story of Old Father Oak and the Telling Stone. Alright, well that's pretty cool. That actually makes sense why Father Oak wants us to keep visiting him with the stone and stuff. Now, we can't just travel out of here, because you can't just travel out of dungeons. I think we get a... No, we need to use vacate for that. I mean, we don't. We could just walk. You can travel out of towns. Like, you can travel from indoors in a town. So let's go to Ding Dong Dell and stop by Swift Solution and see what we have for errands. But I'm sure people need belief. He looks much healthier now. Not long until he's all better, but I have to keep it a secret from everybody until then. What are you doing there? You guys give me a fright. It's a secret. What was I just saying just then, alright? Sorry, I wasn't listening. What's the secret? Oh, Mo, well, you see, I found this poorly bartender. And I've been looking after him and keeping it secret from everybody. A bartender? That's some kind of critter, huh? Isn't that a little dangerous? He's not dangerous. He's a good little lambkin. He was frightened of me at first, but now we're best friends. Girl, you fancy making friends with a wild beast? There's not many have a knack for that. Well, this guy, eh? Taking care of wounds and everything. Sure is. Oh, sure is. She must have a heart full of kindness. You keep it a secret, won't you? Mommy will be angry if she finds out. Sure we will. But we have to ask a favor to ask you too, okay? All right, what is it? Could you hold real still for just 1 second? We didn't even tell her what we're gonna do. Just like, just don't move. We're gonna take something from you. All right. We obtained some kindness. Oh, my chest feels all right. Right, I better go and look after my little lambkin. Alright, good deal. Good deal. Nah, I'm not even going to stop for that. I'm going to Swift Solutions, and we're going to see what we have for problems for people and take care of some of them. There's only 12 Tales of Wonder. We should be able to finish... I mean, we've read 2. So, we should be able to fit them all into this LP pretty easily. Okay, let's go look at the board. Whoa. That's a lot. Like, okay. Oh, we actually did claim that bounty already. Okay, well, cool, I guess. I mean, stuff. So, we still can't open purple chests. Mornstar isn't at its full power. We have to get the map and the 3 stones and the, you know, etc., etc. Now, remember what I said about buying the individual thing available in the Hootenanny in every town? We're going to do that as well. So, when we go to Castaway Cove, we'll buy whatever's available at that merchant. And... Okay, so this one has nothing. It actually... Oh, wait. No. No. Oh, we're going to need some Bumbler honey, though. Okay. We're good. We should buy a bunch of, like, ice cream and cakes and things like that, just to feed to the familiars to increase their familiarity. We could do that. Okay, so no flashing Gromulkins or anything. We really have to check this section of town. Is the no school kid all lit up yet? Yeah, okay. School again, how perfectly boring. What's wrong? You know every kid has to go to school, right? But it's such an awful lot of work. I just can't see the purpose of it all. Whatever's wrong with me, I wonder. Until yesterday, I loved going to school and playing with the other children. Oh, look, we got ourselves a broken-hearted little lady. She's a Gromulkin. Really? You think she's broken-hearted? Oh, I have a lack of enthusiasm, she is. Or I'm not tall and handsome. Well, boy, I'm gonna help her or what? Yeah, okay. She can't go and cut in class. We have to do something. Alright. I already have enthusiasm. what time is it? Oh no, I'm going to be late! How perfectly terrible! Then you should get going. I bet your friends can't wait to see you at school. I will, thank you, boy! Oh, here, it's a little present to say thanks. Thank you, thank you, thank you! 3 handfuls of chocolate bonbons, 750 guilders. It's actually not a bad gift. Chocolate bonbons are a great familiar treat. I think to raise attack. Okay. What's this guy all stuck on? I'm just cut out for monster hunting. Maybe it's time I called it a day. The soldier's life just isn't for me anymore. But Sergeant, why would you say such a thing all of a sudden? Is everything okay? So Sergeant, he suddenly started talking about giving up soldiering. I just don't have any fight left in me, and the beasts, they scare me! Don't say that. What has happened to you? You used to be the bravest of us all. Hey, say, Mr. Creek, you don't think the sergeant's lost his courage, do you? Hey, Sergeant, he saved broke out, isn't it? What do you want to do about it, Ollie boy? Yeah, but I actually think we need courage for... Okay. I saw a... Yeah, okay, so there's our green person running around. I don't know what their deal is. They probably have kindness or something. Something we don't need. I hope he comes home soon. Is everything okay, ma'am? You look sort of distracted. Oh, that's my husband. You see, he's an explorer. He's often away for months on end. But this time he's gone somewhere very dangerous. I haven't heard from him in 2 years. Jeepers, 2 whole years! Oh, there's... Oh, that's lonely. But I'm not worried. He's the greatest explorer in the world, after all. No matter what happens to him, he'll always find his way home to me. You really believe in your husband, huh? Alright, we've got belief then. Well, crackin', missus. You're my kind of wife. You are full to the brim with belief. Oh, thank you. I'm sure I'll hear that he's discovered a whole new continent any day now. Say, ma'am, we have a favor to ask. Would you mind? A favor? What kind of favor? You should be helping us an awful lot if you'd let us borrow some of your belief. Borrow my belief? By all means, this sounds like fun. Like, alright. We don't have any belief yet, so... Okay, we need courage in Hamlin. We need kindness in the fairyland. Or the fairy ground. And that tickles. Oh, my heart feels so flutter. How lovely. So, this looks like everything here. I would think. Later, this guy up here has something going on, too. But so, we need courage here. Let's go to the fairground. And it's as easy as this, by the way. Just boom. Fairground. Done and done. And we'll take care of that shopkeeper and get that off of our list. I mean, I'm sure that there are other people here who have stuff that needs to be done. But, I mean, this guy's been being a jerk for a while. We should just take care of it. Oh, did I do something wrong, sir? I'm real sorry if I offended you. Shut up, Mom. What are you apologizing for? It's not your fault old zip lip here's refusing to open his trap, innit? Or you. What's your problem? Nothing personal, like, I just don't see the point in all this how-do, nice weather we're having rubbish is all. You don't see the point paying your customers much rudimentary courtesies? Flip, mon! What kind of flippin' shopkeeper are you? Calm down, Mr. Drippy. Oh, we're not flippin' calm down, you're a disgrace to the fairy race, mon! I've never seen such a disgusting display all my long years! Oh, hang about, it's probably broken hearted, ain't it? Look, it's kindness or something. that was really great. You're right, he probably has. Shall we help get it back? Too flippin' right we shall. Me leave one of my fairy comrades and need never. One supersized portion of kindness coming up. Okay, let's give it. Now I thought fairies became broken-hearted. So, huh? What? Was he not broken-hearted or something? How do? Oh, sorry about before, innit? Have a nice day in that. Oh, what a sake, man! It's hardly changed at all. Well, he seems a little happier, don't you think? Honestly, man, you go away for 5 minutes, the whole fairy race goes to pot. Come again, innit? It's a present, like. Okay, That's actually really fun. There's nothing wrong with all of that dialogue. That was... Oh, look at the little guy. Hee ha, funny, funny. Good. I like it. I'll take it. Okay, we have a guy over here. He's like, this was a lot over here. Tragic it is. What am I saying? They'll come back. If I don't believe that, who will? I ain't giving up just yet. Boy, you sure seem determined, Mr. Fairy. What is it that you won't give up on? Hey, who are you? When you're at home? Man, don't suppose it matters. Let me explain it. You've heard there's less fairies these days than there used to be, eh? Sure, I don't know the exact details, but I think I heard that they went to another world or something. Here's where from you are, not bad for littlies. It calls it harder to live by this world it used to be. The old creatures go nuts and bad vibes and that. Terrible it is. Ain't it though? Try patience, something rotten. I ain't giving up on our world just yet. One day, peace will return and the fairies will feel the forest and fields once more. Hey, Mr. Drippy, that's a real strong belief, huh? Hey, this ought to be Ellie. You guess the end of your belief, will you? A bit my belief, only I'll take heart to get it. That's the one on my head might look like a lily, but it's actually sort of a wizard. Sort of. Go on, answer it, wizard, donkey's ears. Go on then, help yourself, lad. Really, gee, thanks. Yeah, and we already have it, so. Okay, we gotta find somebody who needs belief now. So when we come back, bye everybody.